Welcome to Northstar and thanks for joining me, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I haven't been posting Rainbow Six and it's all been for this new reveal of Northstar. We got some fresh content and I'm really excited to bring this season to you guys. I do want to thank Rainbow Six though. They let me play this season early and I can't thank them enough. And I did get to test out this new operator, which is actually really fun to play. And this operator is called Thunderbird. So if you guys don't know about Thunderbird, you should go watch that trailer for Thunderbird. That's on Ubisoft and everything. I'm not going to post it here, but you could just go on Ubisoft or Rainbow Six and you'll find it if you want to see the trailer. But the gist of it is you're able to put down these little pouches and they will give a HP boost or revive a downed operator if it's in the proximity. So in my opinion, at least, essentially, I think this is just a replacement to Doc, like 100%. The only advantage to Doc at this point is the range of Doc being able to stim further. But Thunderbird is very unique because you could do those same, I would say, rolls really, but you also get this nice speed, 3 speed, 1 health. Now they've reduced the speed like of 3 speeds, 2 speeds, and raised the ones of 1 speeds just to try to make them more balanced in between. But 3 speeds still does mean something considering Doc is quite slow. As well as you get a better weapon, at least in my opinion, the damage wise, it's just a better weapon straight up. This is a gun that's usually on a lot of attackers. I believe it is on Finka is one for sure, but if you've ever used it, it's a Spear 308. This is the superior weapon here. You also have the choice of the Spaz 15, which is a shotgun. Haven't played around with that too much, and I think ARs are usually the move here in this meta. So the Spear 308 actually came out on top with this. So hollow muzzle vertical is what I've been running on, and it's been working really well. Very low recoil weapon and pretty decent damage at 42 and 700 fire rate. It's actually a really good gun. To compare that to Jaeger's gun, obviously it got nerfed a little bit, but you're still looking at 38 damage, 740 fire rate. So you're kind of looking at Jaeger's weapon, the old weapon with the low recoil, but you do have a little less fire rate, probably up to the damage that it once was. As for the secondary weapon here, you got the Bearing 9, which is just the barrel stuffer is what I like to call it. You have to be basically in their grill to get any kills with the Bearing 9, but I do think it's a good option for those situations. As well as a nitro cell, which is a big bonus for me with the 3 speed. Now I do want to cover this new gadget since most of you have not seen this, and this will be coming to test servers here, but most of you have definitely not seen the Thunderbird deployable gadget. I do want to know your guys' opinion though, real quick. Let me know what you guys think of this emblem. Now I don't really love the colors of it or really the design of it that much, but let me know what you guys think. I mean, we knew Thunderbird was coming for a while. I've been seeing it in leaks for months and months. So let's talk about this gadget real quick. So we get 3 of these to start off, and they kind of set down pretty much like any of the standard gadgets. Like a Maestro Cam is the best way I put it. It's actually the same animation at the same time as a Maestro Cam. So once you place this down, you get a proximity range here, and it's pretty decent. It's a good size. As long as you're sitting within it, you will get healed if you get shot. This thing spins around in 360s and it will overheal you. As you guys could see, I just got up to 130 and that's what it's going to bring you to. It's going to give you 30 health whenever you are feeling that. After that, it does have this cooldown timer. It takes a little while. I believe it's 10 seconds, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm sure they're going to tweak these, and these numbers are always going to change. Same as the overhealing. So that's why I'm not going to go too much into it and more talk about the general looks of it and generally how they're actually positioned. But this thing's going to continue to shoot you if you are in this range. So you have to place these pretty strategically. And you will get 30 health every single time. Now the thing with this and the drawback to this, in my opinion at least, is you kind of have to place these in places that are not anywhere in sight of any door at all. Either your teammates shooting in on accident because of a drone, a Twitch drone can get it, anything like that can get it, or just a singular bullet will destroy it. So that is pretty important to me. But other than that, as long as you place it in something like that, the gadget is pretty much a better version of Doc, in my opinion, for anchors, because you're looking at something where you could place this around the room pretty much anywhere. Like, for example, I could place it here in this corner in the pink kitchen, run all the way here. Then I could be in gunfights, right? And then I could take damage, come here, get overhealed just like that, which is super powerful in my opinion at least. Now inversely, this does create separate situations that are very unique, and that is you accidentally will run into these. It's destined to happen. I do it a lot in games on accident because if they're just placed anywhere, essentially, if you place it here, for example, or here, for example, you're destined to eventually accidentally, run through this and get overhealed. Now that's not the worst thing to happen. There's a lot worse things that could happen than being like, oh shoot, I got extra health, right? That's obviously a very worst case scenario, is getting health, which is not that bad of a thing in my opinion. But I also think it leads to a lot of waste considering that these have a cooldown timer of a pretty extended amount. But the good thing is you get 3 of these, and 3 to me seems a little excessive, and I think that this will get nerfed eventually to 2 in my opinion at least, because 3 in any site I found it just to be a little bit extended. And I think for a lot of reasons, this is almost meant to be like a shadow roamer, or more so like a roamer that isn't technically a roamer, just someone lurking around the site. So a lurker in essence. So if you have someone in top garage, you could place one over here, for example. It's going to cover this whole entire area, and then you can have your teammate play here on top rafters. And with that, your teammate can run over here whenever he needs health, or better yet, you can place it over here, whatever way you want to play these. But that's how I see these being played a lot, because essentially I just don't think you can have 3 in any site. We've tried it a lot of times, and no matter what, if you have 3 in one site, it's just there's no place to put them all, unless if the site is huge. Maybe like basement of clubhouse, maybe that would be an exception. Yeah, but I would recommend putting them in places where you are at least somewhat roaming. Another last thing I want to note about the gadget before I recommend your playstyle with this operator is I do want to note about just kind of the physics of it, and that the circle is actually reachable. Obviously, just it uses simple logic here. Even if I'm in the range, I actually have to be being seen by it. So that does not mean a bar. That does not mean anything. I have to be literally looking at the middle of this projector, which essentially is what this thing is. It's a projector screen that kind of just spins around and follows you, except if it's on cooldown, where it doesn't. You can see inside how many heals it has. It has unlimited heals essentially, because it's all set on a cooldown. Now, as for everyone that wonders how much health this actually recoups, what you guys will see here, we're at 51 health right now, and it goes to 81. So you're getting 30 every single time. And the benefit of this is you can run through multiple. So when you have this operator, essentially you have no reason at all to ever be lower than 100 health, and that's pretty good. I think this is going to be really good in lower ranks and upper ranks, in my opinion, but lower ranks specifically, because no one knows how to shoot in the head in the lower ranks, and you could just run through these heal traps all game long, get to 130 health, and just rinse and recycle essentially. Now I want to discuss, of course, of how I would like to play this operator, minus just the placements and of course where you should put them, which we've briefly covered, but put them out of sight, put them in places where people don't directly sit, because you are going to keep overhealing them, except if that's what they want. I don't think that's very effective though. I like to place it places where they aren't directly sitting, but can easily move to. So if they're sitting here, you could put one here where they just have to reach over at least a little bit just to get into the range of the proximity. So if they're here, wide swinging, doing something like that, then they'll get the healing ability, something like that, instead of just obviously getting healed over and over, which the reason I don't like that is because of the sound cue it gives off. Whenever you're getting shot up by the stim, it makes a stim sound, just like Doc, and that is a loud sound that is very recognizable. Now, you also want it within somewhere where they can crawl to. So this might not be the best example, but if you are downed, you want to get in a situation where you can crawl to it and get res back up, because remember that this actually does resurrect you. As for what you need to do, I think this is the perfect shallow roamer operator that can play pretty much anywhere around the site without playing direct anchor. So I wouldn't recommend playing like on B, for example, or on A. I would recommend playing a more versatile role that can transport around the map more broadly. So playing on blue in this exact situation would be something I would like to do, because you have the movement speed to really move around here and have access to pretty much everything that you really need. And you have a powerful weapon, decent fire rate, and then I would also put a stim somewhere within your proximity that you can reach and they cannot. The last thing I want is for these to be in proximity of the attackers, obviously. So I want to put them somewhere where they have a less chance of getting, and less chance of actually being effective for them, and more chance for us. So if we're getting shot, we can just take our heal, re-peek, re-chow, and always be fighting at a upper hand advantage. Just know what operator you're playing. In this case, we're playing an operator where we can just get overhealed every single cooldown timer, whatever it's going to be set to, whatever it gets patched to, because I'm sure it's in the very, it's on the test server. Stuff changes a lot. Just think of how much Melusi has changed since she came out, and I'm sure the same thing will happen to Thunderbird, so I'm not too worried about the logistics of it. You want to know what operator you're playing. You're playing an operator where you could walk into it and actually, essentially, always have over 100 health, which is fantastic, especially when you're playing in a rank that is not very high, where people are just headshotting people before you even see them, like stuff like some champ stuff. This might not be the most effective. Now, but let me know what you guys think of this operator. Now, I have one disappointment with this operator. I'll touch on it more on my video where I just briefly discuss everything I hate and love about the season. There's a lot of, unfortunately, of both. I would like it to be more of the loves, but I think hate is one, because of the map, first of all, and two, just because I think the operator ideas are a little stale at this point. Now, I'm not complaining about this one because this is just a better version of Doc, at least in my opinion, by far. In my opinion, you have 3 stim guns that you could walk into at any moment on your choice, on your accord, not needing the doc himself, the doctor. All you need is Thunderbird, who just spits it at you out of a projector screen. But I am saying this is basically the same exact idea. It's a stim coming out of some sort of weapon. It's what I would like to say about it. Even though it might have been found in a high school projector, it's still shooting something out, and it's still the same concept, which to me just seems a little bit repetitive, a little bit stale. And that's one thing I gotta say. But let me know what you guys think of the operator. Obviously, try this operator out. Test server is going live, so you guys could test this thing out for yourselves here soon. So test this operator out. Leave feedback for Ubisoft down below. Leave feedback for what you just think, for in my opinion, and of course tell me what your opinion is on it. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Be tuned for more videos of the new season coming to this channel very, very soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.